Hey, what's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy Kamo coming back with another reaction video for you. But first, we got to do a quick shout out to Sunny Moberly. Writes, I subscribed just because you said Patrice's name. I'm new here, but I will stay here because you have great taste. Thank you for that. Can you please tell my wife I have great taste? Because she thinks I have shitty taste. But yeah, in comedians, I'd like to think, well, everyone's taste is subjective, but I do appreciate the compliment and the comments and subscribing. I appreciate all of that, guys. The more you like, share, subscribe, comment on my videos, it really does help. I know it doesn't sound like it does, but it does. So I appreciate you for doing that. And I purposely put your comment in this video because today I'm going to be reacting to Patrice O'Neal Destroys Feminist. Now, Patrice is a big proponent, I should say was, he's passed away, but RIP, was a big proponent of standing up for comedians and standing up for what is funny. And I have a feeling that him going up against Feminist, she's going to lose. This is just a guess. I feel she's going to lose. And he's going to make her look stupid, so I can't wait to watch this.
So, next up on the chopping block, XM satellite radio DJs Opie and Anthony. They're under fire now for airing joking comments about raping Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Will they be the next to go? Is radio cleaning house after the Imus debacle?
See, here's the amazing thing. I don't even know how old this is. Obviously, he was alive, so it was a while ago. But even back then, people were trying to cancel people for telling jokes. And it's so, pardon my language, it's so fucking annoying when people try to cancel people for telling a joke. Like, ridiculous. If you can't take a fucking joke, change the channel. Don't subscribe, walk away, don't go to the comedy club, like whatever it is, just it's annoying as fuck. I can't wait for him to talk on this because I know he's always pro comedy. Like obviously he's a comedian, but he's always been an advocate for funny. And I love that about him.
With me now, new city president Sonia Osorio. She took part in a recent protest calling for radio stations to stop supporting negative language in music and talk radio, and also our favorite stand-up comic, Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Patrice, are O&A next?
I hope not. I wish JV and Elvis didn't lose their job or Imus. It's funny, this is the thing. I don't know her, but I'm assuming that she has nothing to do with funny. So I'm gonna speak as the expert on funny. Funny people should just be left to trying to be funny.
What if they're not funny?
Then you made a mistake. But how many times has how many unfunny rape jokes lead to rape? Like,
I don't know how many jokes about rape there are.
There's a lot.
Here's the thing, I'm already having an issue with the host, and I mean, she hasn't said anything yet, is like, what if it's not funny? That's how you, it's so annoying. When you have never done stand-up comedy, you don't understand this. That's how you find out if something's funny. And by the way, I'm not saying like, oh, I tried that joke once and nobody laughed, so I'm killing it. Like, no. Comics work on jokes. Now, granted, there are some jokes with some comics, they knock it out of the park on the first try. It's funny, it's hilarious, and they don't really got to mess too much with it. But most of the time, even the best comics in the world, they got to do it a bunch of times to find out how to tweak it. Sometimes it's as simple as like removing a word or changing a word, but there's so much to it. And when you are getting pissed off at somebody who's doing something that's live, it's in the moment, so they're not getting a chance to, oh, I've told this 1,000 times and now I've got it perfect. It's the first time they probably said the joke. And so, yeah. And even though, by the way, they're saying it wasn't funny, I bet you there was people that thought it was funny. But of course, we're only going to highlight the people that have issues with it. I wish he was alive today, because the way cancel culture is today, and I know there's people that cancel culture that watch this channel, fucking hate it all you want, but I'm like with Patrice, I'm with what's funny. And if you, and not everything I say is funny, not everything I watch is going to be funny to you, but some people will find it funny.
But your world is not funny. Your world is next on the big story. My world is people trying to be funny.
Well, I mean, you think it's okay to try to make jokes about rape?
I'm diabetic. I make fun of that. I'm a victim. I might lose a toe. But I'm trying to make fun of. I'm trying to make fun of anything I think I can make fun of.
Sonia?
You know, what's happening now is the marketplace. is deciding what's appropriate or what's not appropriate. I think the nation is just tired. There's a new mood in the nation.
What nation?
The nation. You know what? We're tired of things that
Is
are
just the nation is
hurtful,
paper and you?
hurtful,
I'm not the nation. I'm just speaking for me and funny. You're speaking for the nation, or are you speaking for?
Yeah, you know why? Because I remember 6 years ago doing something against Anthony Opie because they were just so outrageous, and their violent images that they put out to women was just uncalled for. And now I think people.
You think they were trying to be funny?
I think now people in this country.
Do you think they were trying to be funny?
Tired. You know what? I don't care if they were trying to be funny.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
I was gonna say that's the fucking issue right there. You don't care if someone was trying to be funny. You just are caring about the fact that they said something that offended you. You're not even taking into consideration that they weren't trying to offend you. They were trying to be funny. Some humor is offensive, though. I'm going to link it at the end of this video. Anthony Jeselnik does a lot of offensive jokes. That's what he's known for. So if you go see him, you're going to hear shit that would be offensive if you said it outside of that realm. But I guarantee you that he is not trying to offend for the sake of offending. Because otherwise, there would be no laughs, and he'd be like, well, that joke. He's even told it on like interviews before. He'll tell like 60 jokes, and one of the 60 will work, meaning people laughed. Like the other 59. And the thing that I respect about people that tell offensive jokes, because I'm going to be honest with you for a second, it takes a lot of balls, pardon the expression, because I know we're talking about women and feminism right here. It takes a lot of balls to tell an offensive joke. I'm talking about like one that you personally wrote yourself, not just one you read from a book or got from the internet. Because you're at bat, right? And you're taking a fucking swing. You're swinging for a home run when you do that. And when you take a big swing like that and you miss, it's not just like, oh, that wasn't funny. Right. Like if someone's on stage and they tell a joke that wasn't funny, but it wasn't an offensive joke, it was just a bad joke, and it flatlined, right? It just wasn't funny. People would just be like, ugh. That's it. Like that's the reaction of the audience, like, ugh. Or like, this is awkward. That's the worst you get. When someone does an offensive joke and it doesn't hit, you get like, what a fucking asshole. Like that guy's a fucking asshole, or that woman's a fucking, whatever, right? Like, they get labeled as assholes or whatever, like some sort of negative labels put on them because they took an offensive joke and they were trying to be funny and it missed. So I give major props to those. That's not my style of stand-up. Back when I did stand-up, I may have had one or two like offensive jokes, but most of my jokes weren't offensive, or they weren't intended to be offensive. But when people do offensive jokes, I give them props just as much as I give anybody else props, because when they miss, that's a hard miss, and that they still do it. So for Anthony Jeselnik, he says he does 60 jokes and maybe one out of 60 will work. So 59 times he's not only eating shit, but he's having people think like, oh, what a dick, or what an asshole, or what a misogynist, or whatever, right? So I give props. To people, and that's why I give props to Patrice, because Patrice did a lot of offensive humor. He did a lot of regular, because Patrice joked about himself too. But anyway, he had offensive jokes, and he would miss sometimes. But you know what? When he hits, it hits hard. It hits good, and I like that. I like when people take risks like that.
Why are you in that business?
I've been to your show once, and it wasn't very funny being a woman.
It was
in your
hilarious.
Show, when you talked about...
That's why she doesn't like me. I was in the paper with her, and the joke is hilarious, called The Angry Pirate. And the lady who wrote it in her outrage didn't even know what it meant. And anybody who read it laughed, because they know what funny... You're not living in the context of funny. You're living in the context of fire.
Have every right to be as funny as they want. They can go out and try to be as funny as they want, make as much money being as funny as they want. This is what's happening. There is a change in this country. People are realizing they have an opportunity to speak out, and advertisers are listening. Radio stations are listening.
You're not talking to who I talk to.
And you're not going to get paid as much money anymore.
Sonia and Patrice,
that's
look
what
at
it
this.
is. The marketplace
More
is
CBS
speaking.
radio firings. They've been on a tear lately.
All right.
Are they cleaning house, or is this the PC cops?
PC cops.
You know what it is, John.
PC cops.
You know what it is while you're reading that paper. It's the PC cops run amok.
Do you think
Who's
she's
the
a
PC
PC
cop?
cop?
Of course she is. She has an entire encyclopedia of her stance on it, but it's no passion involved. It's not a real, this is just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and
he's a fool.
fired
He's an
and
absolute
fired.
fool.
Name calling. I'm outraged.
Fool.
I am
You
outraged.
should be. You should be.
I am a fool. Now, if I called you a fool,
You know what? People are feeling a new sense of entitlement.
Who are these
to
people?
decency in this country?
Who are the people?
A new
How can
sense
you,
of entitlement
Patrice? Here's
to
my
decency.
question. How can you justify a bad joke, a joke that isn't funny? Oh, wait a minute. Go
ahead.
An attempt
I wanna talk-
that
I wanna
isn't
talk to
funny, doesn't get any laughs,
Patrice will say
and
that, I'm
is
sure.
about
I'll shut up.
raping the first black woman to ever become the Secretary of State of the United
Don't
States.
throw that at me.
Well, why not?
The attempt is what I'm trying to fight for. The joke funny jokes and unfunny jokes are come out of the same birth. That you don't know if anything is going to be funny. You should attempt to be able to.
If you guys agree with what he's saying right now, can you just put preach in the comments, please? Just preach or something. Yeah, just put preach in the comments if you're agreeing with what Patrice is saying.
Make anything
Don't you
funny.
think a joke about rape
are.
is doomed to be not funny?
It's possible, but I've heard them. I've heard
You've
them.
heard a funny rape joke?
I say a couple. Watch my HBO special. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, Patrice says that if you're having sex with a woman, doggy style, and if you
Wrong.
hit her in the head just the right
No.
time.
She's not even setting. I know which joke she's not even setting it up right. What a.
It's ejaculate in her eye and kick her in the shin, and she walks around like, arg! It's the angry pirate.
No,
That's
no.
what she was
He
trying to
said
say.
A violent act of hitting her in the back of her head, her body
called the
freezes
donkey
up,
punch.
which will then.
Why are you laughing? She's outraged. It's called the donkey
She
punch.
wants to
it's
laugh.
whole humor that
She
she has
wants to
no
laugh.
clue
Oh.
what it
We have the
is.
same problem that Opie and Anthony does. You can't say just anything on the air.
You can say anything you want. It might not be funny. You might get in trouble for it, but you should be able to be attempting. And plus, when is a crazy bum going to get an opportunity to rape the president? If the president's wife, John? It
Why do
was
you think-
trying to be funny.
All right, Patrice, why aren't I hearing Al Sharpton complain about this thing involving
Because
Congress?
it wasn't involving young black women.
Well, it's involving a very prominent black woman.
Well, where was she during young black? Everybody has their agenda.
I was there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, excuse me.
You know
But
what
why am I not hearing from Sharpton?
Because it doesn't concern him. It's not concerning him. It's black. It's, come on now. Al Sharpton has his agenda, and it was perfect for Al. Young black women. And now she's representing just women in general. She's not representing the nappy hoe part. She's
you know
representing just the hoe. The nappy headed part, she has nothing to do with. Just the hoe.
Sonia?
You know what? Women have been abused publicly in the media for too long, and people are tired of it. This has been a beautiful response of just the general public saying to advertisers.
I want to point out, because I know that this was done way before that, but like, what did Bill Burr say in one of his specials about, like, at least when women have problems, they're taken fucking seriously. Like, they might not get fixed, but they're at least taken seriously. When men have problems, they're just made fun of for it. And it's like, I almost want to just shout that in her head. Like, at least they're taking you seriously right now. If a guy was making if the exact roles were reversed and a guy was there talking about how, like, they were making fun of guys getting raped in prison, and a white female comedian was there and be like, they were trying to be, people would be like, why does this guy care? They would be like, why does this guy care? Why does she care?
We're your consumers.
I don't think
we
she
don't
does.
want
I
to
think
have
he's
to
right. She don't
avoid
think she's just-
everything
that's what she's
in the
supposed
street.
to-
We don't
she's
want to
supposed to
have
look
to
like
worry
she
about
cares.
what radio station we turn on, and there is some really derogatory, violent
You're going to
thing
get
to
all
deal
your
with.
information, ma'am, is secondhand from someone making you aware that someone said something that you should be upset about. It's a shame. Your constituency, the people you represent, aren't all victims in this matter.
Patrice O'Neal, thank you
much
very
bigger
much.
than that,
Sonia
Patrice. You
Osorio,
just don't
thanks to
even
both
get
of you.
it.
Appreciate it. Time for big politics.
All right, guys, that was Patrice O'Neal, Destroying a Feminist. You obviously saw the passion I got during that video. I'm just extremely passionate about comedy, stand-up comedy specifically, because, unless you've done it, it's really hard. I mean, well, no, there's some people that get it. There's people that watch my channel that get it, who I don't even know if they've done stand-up before or if they know someone that does stand-up, but there's some people that watch my channel that get it. But there's some people, man, that just don't get it. And that woman was one of them. And I think that host was probably another example. And it just sucks because, you know, Patrice said it. Patrice said it all. I ain't gonna even try and say it better than he did. He said it all. It's bad jokes and good jokes are birthed from the same place. I couldn't have said it any better. R.I.P. Patrice. If you guys please can like, share, subscribe. If this didn't offend you, if this offended you, then you don't have to like, share, subscribe, or anything. But if you guys felt this, if you could preach, if you were feeling what he was saying, if you agree with what he was saying, if you agree with what I'm saying, like this video, subscribe. I could subscribe in the comments so I can reach out to you, because I don't get notified when everyone subscribes. But I would like it if I could. And until next time, guys.